Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. This is episode number 378. 378 of the Immigration Answer Show. I'm here with my good friend, Huli Halleck. She'll be watching over the comments, keeping you all honest, making sure that you're not cussing or saying bad things on the board, not getting in any fights. Just kidding. Of course, we're all lovers, not fighters. I hope you're all having a great week. Today is Thursday. Today is the first day of June. Today is the first day of Pride Month. So we're very happy about the turning of the calendar. We're happy to start a whole new month. All is well in the universe. I hope you all have been having a good week, that today's been going well for you, that you have nice plans for the weekend. This might be our last show of the week. I might do a show tomorrow or not. I got a couple things up in the air schedule-wise, so we'll either do a show probably around 2 tomorrow or we won't do it at all. The best way for you to keep up to date on whether or not we're doing a show is to text the word SHOW, S-H-O-W, to 314-470-3300. I'm looking at my phone not because I'm ignoring you, but because I did want to address a question that came up in Immigrant Home, which is our Facebook group. If you're not a member of our Facebook group, you should go ahead and join it. You can find it on Facebook. It's called Immigrant Home. And I wanted to address one of the questions that I received in there today. And here it is. So I'm not going to, out of privacy for the person, because when they posted it, they didn't know they were going to have their name read on Facebook. But if you're in Immigrant Home, you can see it read on YouTube, I should say. This question has to do with when a case is returned to USCIS. So I thought this was an important enough question that I would go ahead. Ordinarily, I only take questions from people who are here live in the group with us, but I thought it was an important one. And frankly, I was just being lazy and knew that I could talk it through here on camera as opposed to typing out a big, long answer. But here we go. How long do you have to wait to sue for a returned USCIS case? Also, is there any successful cases in here who were denied and case was returned but ended up with an approved visa? Really want to start the process in July, depending on how long I have to wait. So this is what we're talking about here, is an I-130 case. So remember, you're always dealing with two agencies when you're trying to bring a family member to the United States through the immigration process. And the first, of course, is USCIS. And so this is most likely a marriage case, I would imagine. And in a marriage case, you have to prove to the satisfaction of USCIS that it is a valid marriage, that it wasn't entered into in order to obtain an immigration benefit, that the couple is in love, and that the marriage is legit. Once USCIS is satisfied, that's what takes that year that you guys are all waiting, year plus, for USCIS to decide that you both were legally free to marry, have the capacity to marry, and that the marriage is legit. That's USCIS's job. Then the State Department's job is to figure out whether or not the beneficiary is the kind of person that they want to let have an immigrant visa to come to the United States and obtain lawful permanent resident status. So in the vast majority of cases, once you're done at USCIS, your case gets sent to the National Visa Center. You process there, you file the DS-260, you pay the fees, you submit the checklist, all the documents, everything that they want. You get documentarily qualified, and then you get sent to the embassy. Well, sometimes when the case gets to the embassy, either for real reasons or BS made-up reasons by the State Department, they decide that they aren't sure if the marriage is valid. Typically, this involves a finding on the State Department's part, which they don't publish or tell you, that they think there's something hinky or fishy or wrong about the marriage. In other words, they want USCIS to revisit the issue of whether or not this marriage is valid, okay? So that's sort of what happens. And they say they send it back to USCIS for what's called possible revocation. So, and here's the interesting thing. In most cases, when it is sent back for possible revocation, I would say the vast majority of cases get what's called reaffirmed, that USCIS sends it back to the State Department and says, yes, you bozos, this is a real marriage. We already told you it was a real marriage, and we're going to stick by our answer. I would say that happens in about 85 to 90% of the cases where they just sign off on it and send it back. Problem is that whole process can in and of itself take a year. A lot of times the State Department doesn't send it back right away to USCIS, and then USCIS takes a while to reopen it. They have to go get the case from storage. They've already sent it to the National Visa Center. then they have to say to themselves, I wonder why the State Department sent this back to us. And so when they do that, then they have to go through the process again. I'm sure there's some checklists and things that they have to check. And really, unless there's been some new information, unless the State Department has some silver bullet, unless they've figured out there's something fundamentally flawed, or maybe there's something that the embassy knew, like, for instance, with a lot of these Nigerian cases, people have, or Ghana cases, they've applied for a visit visa at some time in the past and just made up whether or not they were married before and said they were married. Well, USCIS might not have ever known about that. So those are the kinds of ones where the revocation sort of sticks, the I-130 falls apart. USCIS says, yeah, we don't think that our prior decision was right, and we're going to revoke our I-130. So like I said, that's 10 to 15% of the cases, usually because there's some kind of documentation, some kind of silver bullet. So if that happens, then the case is over, and you have to sort of figure out, can we get remarried? Is there some fundamental defect that we have to fix? Do we have to get divorced to the imaginary person? Do we have to get an annulment? Do we have to prove that that marriage was fake and ask for a waiver of our prior misrepresentation? All those things are possible. But when it comes to, and then the other big reason I should say that cases sometimes get sent back for possible revocation is when the officer at the consulate believes that the beneficiary married the U.S. citizen just to get a green card. And a lot of times those will be cases like a lot of our Moroccan cases where there's maybe a big age gap, maybe a religious difference, maybe something just seems out of whack with the State Department. That's the other kind of case that gets sent back for revocation. Now, we've overcome many of those, and we've won on those. And in answer to this person's question in yesterday's post in the Immigrant Home Facebook group, we've had many reaffirmed and sent back, and we've had many actually get the visa. So where does the lawsuit come into this? Well, a lawsuit's interesting because sometimes the lawsuit is actually what triggers the State Department to send the case back to USCIS. So sometimes when we file a lawsuit, we've only named the State Department because USCIS is all done with the case. Now, when the State Department decides to send one of our lawsuit clients back to USCIS, we simply amend the lawsuit to add in USCIS because now they have the file. So now we have everybody covered. We have the State Department, we have USCIS. Sometimes we just name USCIS right out of the box, but if they've already decided the case, we usually don't. But once we get a sense that the case is going back to USCIS, we quickly name them as an additional defendant so that we can compress that time that the State Department takes 6 or 8 months to send it to USCIS, the 4 months it takes USCIS to open the case, the 3 months it takes USCIS to decide whether to reaffirm or not. We can compress all that with a lawsuit. If the lawsuit's already on file, then by definition, it's going to compress that. In this particular situation, what the person's asking about, I think my case is getting back to for revocation. Do you think a lawsuit would help me now? Well, my question is, do we think we're going to win on revocation? If we think we're going to win on revocation, then I would definitely file the lawsuit because, like I said, you're going to compress that time literally from a year or a year and a half to months. We've had revocations with lawsuits on files get re-examined very, very quickly because the lawsuit's on file. So my suggestion would be that if you think the case is going to be revoked or possibly be revoked or sent back to USCIS for revocation, this is a good time to file a lawsuit. So not trying to talk anybody into it. I'm just saying that's sort of how the lawsuit fits into all of it. You name both defendants. You say, hey, you guys are playing ball with who has the case. It's bouncing back and forth between the two of you. We don't really care who has it. We just want our damn visa. So everybody needs to hurry the F up so that we can get our visa. So lawsuits usually work nicely. Of course, if the I-130 is doomed to fail and we can sort of suss that out before, then we might tell you, don't sue now. Don't spend that money. Maybe just withdraw this case, fix the defect, and start over. So we're always going to give you our best estimate of what you should do. We're never going to try to talk you into a lawsuit just to have a lawsuit. But we're more apt to try to tell you where we think your money is best spent because we know this shit's expensive. So hope that's all helpful. We're going to get started now with our first caller of the day, and his name is Bassem. Bassem, how are you?
Well, good. How are you doing, Jim? Good to be back on the show.
Haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah. Luckily, things been going good. I got my family here from home, and it's been 6 months. So my first question, I'll go through them really quick. My first question is, are you against like filing ahead that 485 ahead of time? Right now they are 6 months in. are you with or against early filing?
I don't understand the question. They came on asylum and now they're ready to apply for a green card, and you're wondering if you can apply early.
Yeah, there's like an amendment that they don't have to wait for the whole year now. Like he can apply ahead of time. So I'm asking if this is to account
I,
for the delays.
I believe you're reading that amendment incorrectly. I believe the amendment says that you don't have to have been in the United States in valid asylum status for the whole year, but you have to have been in the United States for the whole year.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
I believe that's your problem and why that amendment wouldn't help you.
Yes. Okay, got it. And
so that's like if someone was in the United States for a really long time and then got asylum, but only had asylum for a couple months, they could turn around and apply for a green card right away. And they get the credit for the time physically in the United States before they had asylum. Does that make sense? But because your family all came on 730s, they don't have the full year of physicality in the United States to qualify for that new rule. I think.
So they still have to
wait the full year.
Yes, got it. Okay. As I'm going through the application, like it is asking who's the main applicant. Will that be me, or since I already applied mine, I already sent mine a while back. So would that be me, or
you can only apply yourself? So
yeah, I applied for myself already. I'm asking for my family. Was they're applying? Should I put myself as a main applicant, or
you're saying 6 months from now when you apply for your wife?
Correct.
Yeah, no, they'll all have to file individual green card applications
individually.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. And last thing is address concerns. Like we're figuring things out, so we're moving from one address to another. So a friend suggested, like, why not to get a PO box or UPS box where like all the correspondence gets to it.
Oh, you got to put where you live, where you sleep at night.
For mailing and for a physical address?
For mailing, you put whatever you want. For physical address, you can't put a PO box.
I can't put a PO box. But if I put a mailing address, hypothetically, if they have an RFE or a green card, it will go to the mailing box versus getting lost in the network.
Fingers crossed. They send it wherever they want.
Right.
Like literally, I think literally sometimes I think they just grab the file, they look what's the first address they find, and they push. I mean, now it's probably on the computer, but they just grab an address and send stuff.
They do. Like I had a friend I was helping, and he filed an AR-11. He did everything, and the green card went to address from 4 years ago. So I'm
yep, and that's their favorite. Yep.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, Bassam. See you, buddy.
See you. Bye.
That's our old friend Bassam. Haven't seen him in a while. Let's say hi to Nelly. Hello, Nelly.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Nice. So I have a question. So I petitioned for my mom last year, and she got her green card like 2 months ago. And I have a 9-year-old sister and my stepdad. So my mom is trying to petition for them, but I wanted to know the process of like how to go about that, because they're in the US right now, but
everybody is?
Yes, but they overstayed their visa. So what is the process?
Why did they overstay their visa?
Well, they got here during 2019, 2018, and they overstayed their visa. And then my mom, she also overstayed her visa because they all came together. But my mom's stuff got sorted out. So now my mom is good. So now the only thing is left is my little sister and my stepdad.
What does that mean? Mom's got sorted out. How did she? Oh, you're a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
And so that's different than hers got sorted out, but theirs won't get sorted out. They have a huge problem. They can't adjust. They're not immediate relatives like your mom was.
Okay. So what would we have to do?
Well, I think you might have to wait. I mean, it's hard for me to give advice like this on a call like this, but generally, if your mom becomes a U.S. citizen, how old is your sister? 9, you said?
Yes.
So they're not accruing unlawful presence. How old was your stepfather? How old were you when your stepfather and your mother got married?
I believe I was 20 or 21.
I laugh because Okay, but you were over 18.
Yes.
Okay. So I was hoping that maybe he could be considered a father, a stepfather of a U.S. citizen, but the relationship has to have been formed before you turned 18. So that's probably not going to work. So what probably needs to happen is your mom could file an I-130 for your dad, a standalone I-130, or your stepfather, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
I probably wouldn't recommend that. I think probably what needs to happen is you probably need to wait 5 years until mom becomes a citizen, and then she applies for stepdad and little
My little
brother or
sister.
sister. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying to do that because that involves, being subject to removal. That involves, all kinds of bigger problems. But if they leave right now, your stepfather has a 10-year bar on coming back because he's overstayed by more than a year.
Mm.
So he that this is a great example. He's not an immediate relative. Your mom's overstay was forgiven because she's an immediate relative. She's the mother of a U.S. citizen, but he is not. He's in a preference category, and when you're in a preference category, you have to be in status at the time that you apply for adjustment. So he can't do adjustment, and then if he left now and tried to consular process, he would have a 10-year bar on coming back. So it's a big mess.
Yeah. So the best bet is just like trying to play it safe, waiting for her citizenship.
That's not a decision I can even say is the best bet. I can't even say that's the best bet just because he's one traffic stop away from getting put into deportation. So, that's something that he has to decide, and something that's pretty serious that I can't just, tell you what to do.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Nelly. Have a good day.
Bye. You too.
All right, Mamadou's here. Hello, Mamadou.
How you doing, Mr. Jim?
I'm great, buddy. How you doing?
I'm all right. First of all, I want to say thank you for everything that you do for us. And
Of course.
this is not the first time I've talked to you. I've talked to you before, but you probably talked to a million people, so you
I
don't
talked to a lot. Yeah.
yeah.
So
So
what's up?
anyway, I listened to your advice. Instead of doing a K1 visa, I went back to my spouse's home country. I married, and I just came back. I got back here yesterday, so
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm trying to do the paperwork, and
Yep.
we have a son together, and I think everything should be fine. But I'm seeing for my spouse, I need to do I-130 and I-130A. Is that something that's new? Because I don't think.
Yeah, there used to be a form called a G325, and that got sort of replaced by the I-130A. Are you a U.S. citizen or a green card holder?
I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, so I-130, I-130A, and that's it for USCIS for now. The 535 filing fee.
For the spouse and for the son, just I-130.
Are you sure the spouse is not a U.S. citizen?
My spouse?
I'm sorry. Are you sure the kid isn't a U.S. citizen?
No, it's not, because when he was born, I was not a U.S. citizen.
Got it.
Yeah,
so
I was a card holder.
You need to file an I-130 for each of them, and an I-130A for each of them. Because you're a citizen, you have to file separate I-130s. If you're a green card holder, you get to include both of them in one.
Oh, okay.
So I-130, and I-130A for mom, I-130, I-130A for kid.
For kid? Okay, not a problem. Yeah, always listen to Mr. James. Don't do K1. I mean, I'm not saying don't do it, but do the marriage. I think it's better. So
great. Thanks, Mamadou. Keep us posted, buddy. Yep, we'll see you.
Of course. Okay.
All right, take care. Oh, all right. Sue's back. Hello, Sue Diviner.
Hi.
How you doing?
Jim, I'm hanging in there.
What's up?
So, today I received. I checked my status, and I was a little bit shocked. Let me take you back to my initial request, which was I had filed the I-90 to replace my current 2-year green card, but you advised me that I would have filed the I-751 3 months prior to expiration, which is going to be in August. But I had already filed I-90, and
I remember.
You advised me to submit a withdrawal form or withdrawal request, which I did. I did that a little later because I was hoping to receive the notice of action, the I-797 form or something of that sort.
Yep.
But I didn't receive that form. So I submitted my withdrawal form with an attachment, which was the receipt.
Perfect.
The receipt of payment, yes.
Yep.
But today, when I checked my status, I was just checking my status just to see what's up with USCIS. But they had already scheduled me for biometrics. So is that something to worry about?
No, I wouldn't show up for that. I would just skip it. You've tried to withdraw it. That's all you need to do. Just make sure you file the 751 on time. That's all that matters. The I-90, don't worry about it. You've notified them that you want to withdraw it. Do you have proof that it was delivered to them?
I've not had an approval that it has been delivered to them. I've not received
But I mean,
the
like,
mail.
but did you send it FedEx or post office?
I sent it USPS.
But not, you don't have like a return receipt number or some kind of proof that they received it?
No.
Yeah, I always tell people to send it with, something like FedEx or UPS so that you have proof that they received it, but you didn't get it back in the mail, so they probably received it. I think you just focus on the 751 and ignore the I-90. It's you don't need it, and you just need to focus on the 751.
Okay. The reason why I was coming up to you was so that to be sure. Well, I have not received a return mail, and then to be sure that they've received it, so that when I file the I-751, there should be no clash. Like, what's happening here? Like a question mark. Yes.
Well, I would have sent it by Federal Express so I had proof. So if you want to make yourself feel better, you could resend it by Federal Express so that you have proof. But I really don't think you need to worry about it. I think you're fine.
Okay, sir.
All right.
All right.
Have a good day.
Thank you so much, sir. Bye.
You got it. Bye-bye. All right. Let's say hi to Cindy. Hello, Cindy. Oh, where'd she go? Hello, Cindy. Cindy, I see myself on camera. You're on mute. Not sure what's going on there. Interesting. Very interesting. Did you want to come on, Cindy, and talk to me? Or no, you're on mute. I don't know. Maybe she can't hear me. Let's say hi to Jude. Hello, Jude.
Yeah, Jude.
Hey, Jude. What's up?
Hey, Jude. Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Hey, thank you for the show. And Mr. Jem, just I would like to check with you. I'm currently in US right now and B1 visa. And my sister, she's an US citizen. And just I'm trying to check in options for if I can get work permits. Or...
No, you can't. Your sister can. Your sister can file for you. What country are you from?
I am from Jordan.
Okay, so right now they're working on cases from like 17 years ago. So if your sister had filed a petition for you, let's say in 2006. And you came for a visit visa and your visa number became current, your place in line became current, there are 17 years of people ahead of you, Jude. So until your visa number becomes current, you can't get a work card. You can't stay here. You can't work here. You can't live here. You have to wait the full 17 years because Congress hasn't increased the numbers or fixed this problem. So I get this question all the time. My sister's a U.S. citizen. I came to visit. Can I have her file for me and hang out until that case gets approved? The answer is no.
Okay. And the second question, please. Sorry for. And
that's fine.
Yeah. And for like, let's say if I find a job and they sponsor me for work.
What kind of job?
What that's in the selling cars, car lots. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no visa. There's no visa for selling cars. The only work visas that are available are for people in specialty occupations like accountants, doctors, computer programmers, lawyers, things like that. And that's one problem. The other problem is all those visas are already gone until October of next year. So you can't do that either.
Okay, one more question. If he come over as Arabic speaker as a job, you think will work?
No.
Not like if he have a visa 5 years in the United States right now. He could be back and forth visit us.
So my advice is
Mhm.
don't abuse the visa. Don't stay over 6 months. Do what you're supposed to do. Don't come right back.
Mhm.
You know, I'd say come every year and a half or so. If you keep coming more often than that, they're gonna stop letting you come, and they're not gonna give you another visa.
Mhm.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Jem. Thank you very much.
Bye,
Thank you.
guys. You got it. Sure. I always like it when there's the side character over there, you know, sort of like the puppet master, you know, asking the questions. Hey, everybody, do me a favor. If you haven't already, leave us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know if there are any things going on. Oh, and as Huli reminds me, especially if you've been on before, take a few minutes and leave us a review. Go to reviewhackinglaw.com, reviewhackinglaw.com. Leave us a 5-star review. We would greatly appreciate it. All right, let's say hi to Sam. Sam, are you with us?
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
I can. What's up?
Yeah. So thanks for taking my call. So I was on a couple of days ago. So I'm a Canadian national, and I'm here with in the U.S. with my U.S. citizen wife and 2 U.S. citizen kids. The question I had was, so I did overstay my B2 for various reasons, and I'm applying for the I-485. I have an already approved previously filed consular I-130. The question I had for you is, it seems like it's a pretty straightforward I-485, and I guess obviously you're biased, but can you sell me on using a lawyer versus doing this on my own?
Oh, well, let's see. What field office will you have your interview at?
Most likely Tampa.
Okay, so I don't know if you've seen I need to make a special video with like graphics, but like Florida, other than Denver, Colorado, Florida's the worst when it comes to immigration. Like they think everybody's a fraud. So
Okay.
your big issue is they're not going to believe that you didn't intend to come and apply for the green card. They're not going to believe you. So you're going to have to, you're like, the green card part of your case is the easy part, and the marriage part has already been approved. So you might get approved with no interview, but I think it's more likely that they're going to be scratching their head wondering what happened. And like what I mean about that video, Miami's the worst. As you go north in Florida, it gets better and better, a little bit better, but still they're more aggressive in Florida than any place else I've seen. So I'm not gonna, my job is not to sell you on hiring a lawyer.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
but what I'll say is that I think you're probably in for a rough time at the interview, and the whole shooting match is going to be immigrant intent.
Right. Well, yeah. So we okay. Yeah. My mother-in-law had some health issues that we had to come and help her with, and they've worsened, and so we had to stay longer than needed.
The other thing I think a lawyer would help build up that part of the case, and also you need to build up. Look, I came on a visit. I didn't bring every earthly possession. I didn't sell my house. I didn't close my bank accounts. So that I mean, to me, I'm putting together a brief and a pretty long list of evidence, walking them through why you never had immigrant intent, in the hopes that you don't even get an interview. If you nail that down, like I would have included that with the 485 probably.
Gotcha. Right. So do I have to file in a specific field office based on my zip code, or like you're saying, like, is Orlando better than Tampa, or
no?
No. Okay.
You filed? Did you already file the 45 or no?
I haven't. No.
Oh yeah, no, you don't get to pick. You just send it to a lockbox,
Okay,
and they send it to the field office where you live.
Oh, I understand. Okay. Understood. Okay. So one other question was, so my wife would be my sponsor, and she's fine financially. The question is, she hasn't completed her 2022 taxes yet. We just haven't gotten around to it. Do those need to be done like prior to the 485 filing, or we have some time to do it after I file?
The way I always explain my job as an immigration lawyer, and it should be your perspective if you're doing it on your own or whatever, is let's eliminate all the reasons for them to give us trouble, right? So I don't know why you wouldn't just go ahead and do the taxes so that you eliminate one more thing for them to get hung up on.
Gotcha. Okay. Because you have to send all of that sort of together, right? Like the financial stuff.
Yeah. Yep. It's her burden to show that she's made enough money in each of the last 3 years to financially support you, and satisfy the requirements of the I-864. Yep.
Understood. Okay. And sorry, just finally, like back to the lawyer thing.
Yeah.
It's not like financially for us, it's a little bit daunting.
Sure. I understand.
Yeah. Is there any kind of like for your law firm, for instance, like considering that the I-130 is already done, is there any sort of like
we would
lower
charge,
fee?
we would charge less for that. Sure.
Okay. Understood. Okay. All right. So then I can reach out to them just via the normal channels. Okay.
Yep. Thanks, Sam.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Bye, buddy. See ya. All right. That was Sam. Let's say hi to Miguel. Hello, Miguel.
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, cool. So my question involves 3 individuals, my grandpa, my uncle, and myself. My grandpa petitioned my uncle through the I-130, and he was approved. And then, however, my grandpa doesn't work, so my uncle asked me to sponsor him for the I-864.
Yeah.
Affidavit of support, which I did, and ultimately he got his green card. However, I think like 2 years, he had his green card for like 2 years, and he passed away this last year.
Sorry to hear that.
My question to you is there anything that I need to do? Do I need to inform USCIS? No.
I mean, in my whole life, Miguel, first of all, I'm sorry about your grandfather. In my whole life, I've never heard of the government coming after someone on the obligations of the affidavit of support. Like I'm sure they maybe have done it, but I've literally never had it happen to one of my clients. I've never seen a news story about it, and I follow a lot of immigration stuff. So, they certainly have that right, and they boast of that right, but I've never really heard of them executing it. But as far as you're concerned, you don't have to worry at all about that.
Okay, yeah, because my uncle died. He had cancer, and he died really early.
Wait, uncle died or grandpa died?
My uncle died.
Oh, right. The beneficiary. Yeah.
Beneficiary died, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry about your uncle then. Yeah. No. It's same thing. You're fine.
Okay. And then the other question is, I plan on petitioning for my wife here pretty soon, as soon as I gather my information. Does that implicate me in any way that I sponsored my uncle?
Only to the extent that you have. Well, now that. Oh, okay. So when you fill out the I-864 for your spouse, you're going to have to talk about, when you calculate the I-864 itself, you're going to have to list anyone that you've sponsored before. So that actually would be the place where you don't have to send a separate thing in your uncle's case, but in your case, you're going to want to list him and make a note and include a copy of his death certificate that said, yeah, I did sponsor my uncle, but I'm relieved of that obligation because he passed away last year.
Okay. So just write like an affidavit and explain the situation and send that with them?
With the death certificate, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, in theory, you could just say, well, he's dead, I don't have to count him at all. But I think that might trigger some extra scrutiny that you don't want. And I think it's more thorough to walk them through it. And just, I mean, now they're pretty dumb and they might not be able to figure it. So hopefully what would be best is if you made enough money to sponsor him and her, just because they're so dumb.
Yeah, I make more than enough to sponsor them both.
So I would do both. I would say, look, suckers, I make enough for both, but also he's dead.
Okay, cool. And then thank you so much. And the last question for you is, I live in Northern California by Sacramento, and I wanted to go through you guys to help with my petitioning my wife. Is that something you guys can do through the San Diego office?
Yeah, sure. Immigration's federal. We have cases all over the country, and now actually our California attorney actually lives in LA, so Sacramento's not too bad. But yeah, we're always looking, especially me and my wife, are always looking for reasons to come to California. So yeah, we can help with that for sure. Okay,
and can that be done primarily mostly through virtual meetings, or would I have to fly out to San Diego?
Nope. No, that would all be virtual. We're completely mostly paperless, except to the extent for USCIS, and we do all of our meetings virtually. We don't see people in the office that much anymore.
Okay, perfect. All right. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate your help.
Bye, Miguel. See you, buddy.
Bye.
All right, that was Miguel. He had lots of good questions. We like it when people come prepared for their questions and ask good questions. And he seemed like a very nice fellow. Let's say hi to Mustafa. Hello, Mustafa.
Hey, how are you doing? Well,
I'm great. How are you doing? Go ahead.
I'm doing well. Thank you very much. Yeah. So I got my immigrant visa and I entered the US on April 2023. So just last month. It's an FX1 visa. And currently I'm in the US. And for now, as per the latest status, the card is being produced. We have approved your form OS 155A, immigrant visa and alien registration. On May 27th, it was produced. So I'm waiting for them to mail me the green card any day now. Now, I had an issue now, is that I need to travel back for a period of 2 months for business purposes outside of the US. So I'm not able to wait like a couple weeks more in the US till I receive the green card. Is that a huge issue in regard of that my visa expires, the one on my passport expires on 2nd of June, so just after a few days, or I can leave the US and come back even if I didn't receive the green card?
You should not leave until you get your green card.
I should not leave until I get my green card.
Correct.
Even though upon it says on the visa that upon endorsement serves as a temporary I-551 evidence permanent residence for 1 year. So
you should not leave the United States until you get your green card.
I should not leave the United States until I get my green card.
I've had way too many people have way too many problems leaving before they get their green card. It screws up your status. It screws up your immigration record. Your green card might not even get sent. There are lots of reasons why you should not leave until you get your green card.
Even if the card is being produced as per the latest message.
Yeah, I mean, usually, until you have the green card in hand, you should not leave. But I will say that generally you get it within a week or two. So if you're talking in the next week or two, I'm okay if it comes. But still, I don't want you to, my vote as the immigration lawyer, I don't care about your business back home. From an immigration standpoint, you should not leave until you get your green card.
Yes, I understand that. So I should not leave until I get my green card. That's your 100% legal advice. There's a risk if I leave now that I might screw up the entire thing just because of this trip.
Yeah, and you've been waiting a really long time.
Yeah, it's been waiting a really long time, but something came up in my business and I have to leave like for a couple of months and come back. So will they allow me to come back in on the US on the visa that I have in hand on the passport with the stamp?
Maybe not. That's the problem.
Maybe and maybe not.
Let's say it's a 2% chance you have a problem, a 2% chance, and you don't get to come back and they start messing with you. I think the chances of that are very small, but I've heard it happen too. So then what happens? Then you've got a big old mess on your hands. I would say do whatever you can to postpone the business stuff, to handle it from here until you get your green card. You're breaking up. Hopefully your green card will come. I would say do whatever business stuff you can from here.
Yeah.
And then just go from there.
Okay, so I thank you for the advice on that. I will probably stay here until I get my green card. Okay, thank you, sir.
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
All right, I like it when people listen to me. A lot of times people want to fight me. Hope you guys aren't fighting. Hope you're all doing well. We're at about the 40-minute mark. We got about 20 minutes left in the show. I like seeing all the comments. Please keep them coming. Please let us know if you haven't introduced yourself, who you are. Don't just be a lurker. Let us know. We love to see people from all around the country, all around the world, and find out what's going on in their world. Let's say hi to Lola. Hello, Lola.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I am doing well, thank you.
What's up?
I have a very quick question.
Okay.
I was brought into the country as a minor, and my parents' asylum application was not granted because of the 1-year rule. So we were given withholding with the condition that we would not appeal the ruling.
Yep.
And the judge gave us indefinite stay and the annual work permits. So
Yes.
it's been like 25 years so far.
Right.
At some point in time, just backstory, I got married to another immigrant, but the marriage didn't work out, and we divorced, and we have a child who's a citizen, a minor also.
Yep.
Now, my question is, am I able to apply for removal proceedings to be reopened and have the deportation order set aside?
I mean, anybody can always ask for that to happen, but they usually only grant that if there's some independent basis for the person now to get some other new immigration status. How old is your kid?
She is 10.
So you got 11 years left.
Okay, so there's no way to like terminate that just because I was a minor. Okay. If I was to go to study in Canada, would I be able to re-enter and get like a new I-94, or is there like an automatic ban, like for
I think that would be what they call self-deportation. You have you have a deportation order. You've been ordered deported, but the judge has withheld execution of that order because the judge concluded that it wasn't safe for you and your family to go back home, but that the judge couldn't give you asylum, so they gave you the crappy substitute known as withholding of removal, which is you don't have to leave, but we give you a work card, but you have no real path towards any legit status.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I guess that's pretty much it. If there's no other avenue besides, I guess, getting remarried, then that. Thank you.
You there, Lola? Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was saying you're halfway there with your child, so I know that's a poor substitute, but that's all I got for you. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Bye, Lola. See ya. All right. Antonio's here. What do you say, Antonio?
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
I'm
Can
well.
you hear me
How are you
okay?
doing? Oh, yes. What's going on?
Okay, good. So I called last week. This was the call about my ex-wife and UCS.
I remember.
You remember? Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a question. So I filed my K3. They denied that, but I just saw my processing time cut in half. Are you seeing that across the board, or is that a glitch in the system?
I've just started hearing rumblings of processing times coming down. I don't know if it's true, but you're the second person to tell me that today.
Okay. Well, hopefully I'm on the right track then.
All right, buddy.
Thanks, man. Take care.
Bye, Antonio. See you, man.
All
right. Let's say hi to Lixie. Hello, Lixie.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
Good. You're not driving, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm just parking on the side of the road.
Go ahead.
So my question is this. I recently submitted my I-751, and then everything went normal. A week after they received my application, they sent me all the paperwork, receipt, and extension letter for the 48 months. So afterwards, the status on my online account changed to say that my application was put on hold to an issue with my payments. Meanwhile, I paid with the cashier's check of my bank, so I was wondering what does that mean?
How much was your check?
$680.
I'm going to mute you just because of the... I need to mute him. Thank you, Julio. Yeah. So 680 is the right amount, so I don't know what's going on there. Hopefully everything's okay, but man, what dopes they are.
Yeah, I also get confused because they also sent me a notice saying they were going to use my biometrics. So I'm wondering, is that because I overpaid, or does it normal if they say they reuse your biometrics and then you pay the extra money for it? Is they supposed to refund you for the, or they just go away?
They just hold on to it. Yeah, they just hold on to it. So, did you get the 48-month extension letter?
I did.
Then I wouldn't worry about it. I think you're fine.
All right. Thank you so much, Jim.
That was some bad feedback on that one. I don't know what was going on with that. All right, let's say hi to T. T, are you with us?
Yes,
T?
yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Go ahead, T. What's up?
Nothing much. Nice of you to pick my call.
Sure.
I have a very quick explanation to do, and I submitted my I-751 solo on the last day of the expiration.
Oh.
So it's supposed to expire May 6th. I submitted it on May 5th.
You mean you mailed it out on May 5th, or they received it and receipted it on May 5th?
I mailed it out, and my lawyer told me that she had a stamp on it, or she had a receipt date for May 5th. And so about 2 weeks after that, I got a mail that it was returned. It was rejected. It was returned for one reason or the other. But my lawyer had already called me that they didn't do their checkup very well, that they said something about fees, and she's already paid the fees and everything like that. And so she's resent the package. And so after that, like a week afterwards, I got another mail from them that it has been received. But I'm guessing the May 5th will still stand, as my lawyer said, that's the day the original one was submitted. I'm starting work. I just finished my graduate studies in Illinois here, and I'm starting work this Monday. I also do a bit of work by the side. I want to be sure that I am within status. I am in status before I start work.
Did you get the 4-year extension letter?
Not yet.
Yeah, you're still in status. You're in status until a judge takes it away. I mean, lots of lessons here. Number one is don't ever wait until the day before something is due to file it. I mean, and I would even say mailing it the day before is not early enough. It should have been 10 days before, or even a month before, because you never know when they're going to reject it. Even if the rejection's their fault, you never want to cut it that close. And I know you were probably wanting your lawyer to do it sooner. Are you already legally divorced?
Yes, September.
Okay, so that part's good. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. I mean, the problem is the employer, usually on the first day of work, everybody has to fill out their I-9. And if you don't have that 4-year receipt letter, they're going to be wondering what's your current status and how do you stay in the United States, because your green card will have expired. So they're going to be confused as to what's going on.
They send me a mail that I should only give them my social security. Do I need to tell them the other side, or I
wouldn't say jack squat until you have to. I wouldn't say anything. Okay. Obviously, always tell the truth, but don't bring up stuff that's just going to give them a heartache. If all they're asking is your social security number, then just get them your social security number and then try to get that letter as fast as you can.
Okay. I think that's all that. Thank you.
Bye, T.
Yeah.
See you, buddy.
Bye.
You got it. All right. Babatunde's here, and I don't think Babatunde's driving. You're not driving, are you? You're on mute.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
Good, doing great. So I got my letter for my interview, which it happens to be in the next 2 weeks for my citizenship, and I found out the day before yesterday that my green card is not. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. So now I don't know what to do. So that's.
When was the last time you saw it?
The last time I saw it was about 2 months ago.
And this is a 10-year green card?
Yeah, it's a 10 years green card. Yes, and it's supposed to expire in 2026.
Where did you last see it?
I went out with it. I took it out with it because I couldn't find my driver's license, and I went out with it, and we came back and since then I couldn't find it anymore.
So they're not going to like it. It's gonna make your interview longer. You don't. What they're mostly concerned about is that you basically sold it to somebody else. That's what they're concerned about. So they're probably going to have you sign an affidavit that you didn't sell it to someone, that it is lost. A lot of times people will file a police report for their loss.
I got the police report already.
That's all you need. You're fine. Just bring it.
Okay. So one more thing again.
Yeah.
So I have a criminal case in 2017.
Okay.
But the case was dismissed, and my lawyer said I should just wait 5 years, and I waited already before this. So is everything okay on that?
Well, so what was the crime?
The crime was on credit card fraud.
What does that mean, credit card fraud? That, like, are you talking about like you did a charge that, or the Hold on. Don't admit anything. Just they charged you with something about using a credit card, or like you were running a credit card charge scam?
So I was looking for a job, and they said it's a mystery shopper. So the company sent me a card with no name on it. So they said I have to be shopping all around.
Got it. Okay. Stop.
Yes.
Okay. So now the problem is dismissed. So everybody talks about dismissed differently. What dismissed means, like you didn't have to get on probation, you didn't go to jail, you didn't get anything. It just, they dropped the charge against you altogether, or did it go further than that?
So I went to the day I went to jail was the day I got arrested, and I was only there for 2 days, and I was released. And after that, there was nothing, and I have to go to probation for 1 year. And they put me on diversion program.
So that's not dismissal in USCIS land. So when did the sentence end? When did your diversion, your 1 year probation, when did the 1 year probation end?
It ended in 2018.
2018. So here's my question. Did you file for citizenship more than 5 years after the last day of probation, or less than 5 years after the last day of probation?
I waited after the probation. Then
so
5 years.
Probation plus 5 years and 1 day.
Yes.
I think you're okay.
Good.
Just be really, I mean, like I wouldn't go to that interview by myself, because you need to be really careful about, have you ever been arrested? And then don't forget there's that question, have you ever committed a crime or offense for which you've not been arrested or charged, right? So you got to be really careful how you answer all the questions, because if you went to jail, you got to talk about that, so there's a lot to unpack here, even if it was, diversion. So I think you're okay. But what I don't want them to do is to try to trick you with some bad answers that they would forgive the probation and it's beyond the 5 years look back, but they always have discretion to look beyond 5 years. So.
Okay. So one more thing again, please. While I was in marriage, I have kids. But me and my wife are divorced now. And the person I was married to was the one that brought me here.
Yeah.
And I have kids while we are still in marriage.
Yeah. So, what's the question?
That is there anything on that?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that right now. So they're racist against African people and black people, and they assume that all black men and African men don't support their children. So while they never ever ask about white people supporting their children, whenever I have a black client going through naturalization, they always want to know, do you have proof that you financially support your children? And then what happens is the guy's like, well, I don't have an order or anything, but I always give my ex-wife money and that's enough. And then they go, well, I'm going to need more proof than that. So you better be ready to prove that you financially support these kids.
No. The wife I was married to, we divorced before. We just got divorced. But while we are in marriage is when I went to have kids with somebody else outside the marriage, is what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, that's its own set of problems. Because, okay, you listed those children on your N400, right?
Yes.
Okay, so how old are those kids?
They are 4 and 8 now.
4 and 8. So what proof do you have that for the last 4 years and the last 8 years that you have financially supported those children each and every year?
I have proof.
What proof?
I'm the one paying the school, and I'm the one paying the kids. Everything is coming out from me.
Wait, okay, so they live with you or they live with their
Yes,
mother?
yes, they are with me.
They always live with you?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so okay, do they have the same mother?
Yes, same mother.
Okay, so we're gonna call the kid's mother Mary, right? And then we have, let's say the person you were married to before, we're gonna call her Ann. So Ann is who sponsored you for a green card, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so Ann, you and Ann never had any kids.
Yes.
What was the start date of your marriage to Ann?
We are divorced now.
No, what year did you marry Ann?
In 2011.
And what year did you divorce Ann? This year or last year?
Last year, before
So Ann, you're married to from 2011 until 2022.
Yes.
But during that time, you had 2 kids. So one kid was born in 2019,
and one was born in 2015.
2015. So how do you explain that you were having kids with Mary while you were married to Ann? I mean, that just stinks of marriage fraud. Here's the $1 million question. You ready?
Yes.
Is Mary a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
And she always has been?
It's what?
Mary's always been a U.S. citizen as far as you've known her?
Yes.
So they're both U.S. citizens?
Yes.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so when you got your 10-year green card, that was before the kid was born in 2015, right?
Correct.
So back when you got your 10-year So back when you got your 10-year green card, you didn't have any kids.
No.
And the reason I said, oh shit, is now on this N400 is going to be the first time that they're going to find out that you have these 2 kids with somebody else while you're married.
Yes.
Oh, man, you asked me all the easy questions first. I thought this was the hard. I thought you already asked me the hard stuff. This is the hard stuff. What country are you from?
Nigeria.
Is Ann or Mary, are either of them from Nigeria?
Ann is from here.
Yeah. What about Mary?
Mary is from Nigeria.
How did Mary get her green card?
Through a mom. Our mom filed for her to be a citizen here.
Okay, now here's the other $1 million question. I know I already asked you $1 million question, but here's another one. Did you know Mary back in Nigeria?
No.
Okay. And when did Mary become a U.S. citizen? Do you know?
I think that was in 2015.
Oh boy. Okay, so are you bringing a lawyer to this interview?
Not yet that I informed.
Oh man. Oh. So, okay, I can't remember on the N400. So you and Mary have never been married, right?
Yes. Up to now, we haven't been married.
And so on the N400, when it asks you to list the 2 children, does it ask for who their mother is? I can't remember.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Yes.
I don't think so either. So what that means is when you go into that interview, the officer is going to find out for the very first time, like the officer's probably going to look at it and think Ann is the parent, the mother. They're going to have no way of knowing. Although I guess, did you submit the kids' birth certificates?
Yes, I have them.
Or did you submit them in the N400?
Yeah, it was submitted.
Okay, so if the officers had the time to review the file, they're going to have the chance to figure out that Mary is their mother, not Ann. All right, so here's my next question. What's going to happen if USCIS comes and knocks on Ann's door? What's Ann going to say about you?
I don't think he's going to say something good at all. I'm not gonna lie.
Is she going to say he only married me to get a green card?
Maybe probably that is what she's gonna say, because she doesn't want to have kids anymore, and they said she cannot have kids anymore, and I'm still younger, and parents they are on my head to have kids. So
wait, is there an age gap? Is there an age gap between you and Ann?
Yes.
How much?
He went to block her womb. When she finished having kids, she blocked it, and she went to open it back, and the doctor said she cannot have kids anymore because everything is blocked. So that's why.
She was married before?
No, she wasn't married before. She just have kids. She wasn't married. I'm the first person.
How much is the age gap between you and Ann?
Like 12 years.
That's not too bad. Okay, so I mean, I'm just trying to make it worst case scenario. So in their mind, wait a minute, hold on. When did you come to the United States?
2013, January.
Oh, so Ann, you married Ann overseas, and then
Yes.
came on a I-130.
Yes, we got married in Nigeria.
Got it. Okay, so I'll just say this, Babatunde. I haven't been worried about a caller as much as I'm worried about you in a long time. Long time. I mean, I think one question they're going to ask for sure is, well, what did Ann say in 2015 when you had the first kid, and what did Ann say when you had the second kid in 2019? Like, what? And I definitely think they're coming knocking on Ann's door. So those are two things we need to get ready for. Like, holy crap, they're gonna. Which field office is this?
This is Minnesota.
Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, well, couple thoughts. One is, I think you're gonna have a hard time at your naturalization interview. I think they're gonna give you a really hard time. They're not gonna like that credit card fraud thing. They might not even believe you on the credit card thing. They're going to think you and Mary knew each other all along, that Mary's your real wife, that Ann's your wife, that you got your green card through, and you were just fooling Ann, but you really have had this relationship. I mean, I assume Ann knew about the kid in 2015 and knew about the kid in 2019. Did she know when that happened?
She doesn't know.
Oh, she doesn't know.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So that's pure dynamite. So now when they knock on the door, they're going to bring those birth certificates, and they're going to say, "Hey, Ann, did you know that Babatunde had kids with Mary in 2015 and 2019? What do you think about that?" And she's going to say, "That motherfucker." Oh, yikes! Woo!
And the interview is in next 2 weeks.
Oh, this might be a case to withdraw. This might be a case to withdraw. I'm not saying I'm not your lawyer. You got a lot riding on it. You've got a lot invested in it. But I haven't heard a story like this in a long time. Babatunde, I would like, if you're willing, for you to send me an email just so that if I have further thoughts, that I can reach out to you. I don't even know if anyone in this office would let me take your case. Like, they might say, "Jim, if you want this case, you got to go to Minnesota." So I don't know, man. I don't know.
I have your email now.
Yeah, email me. I'm going to talk to my wife about it. I'm going to talk to Andrew about it. But man, this is a tough case, my brother. Woo!
I know. Very, very tough. Very, very.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we're way over time, so I got to get going. But I feel for you, and I'll do my best to think of what I can. Okay.
Okay. I'm going to send you an email too now.
Okay. Thanks for coming on.
All right. Thank you.
Yowza, we saved the best for last. That was something else. Woo, I don't know about that. I just don't know. I just don't know what to say about that. That just got more and more interesting. More and more interesting. I don't think that officer is going to like it. I don't think that officer is going to like it. And of course, unlike green cards, everybody gets an interview for NATS because you have to get interviewed for NATS because you got to take the test and everything. Wow. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, that'll do it for today's show. Like I said, I might do a show at 2 tomorrow. I might not. It depends. But if you want to know, or if you want to get in the waiting room first, 314-470-3300, text that word show to 314. That way you always get alerted when we do a show. I might do a show. If I don't do it tomorrow, I might do it over the weekend. Nor has softball all weekend over in Illinois. So I'll have some time to kill. I'll probably be doing one of my outdoor shows if we have good cell reception. Otherwise, have a great weekend, everybody. I hope you all have a great night. Namaste. Say a little prayer for Babatunde. He's going to need it. And we will see you next time. Wow.